Good day. This is Terry Cole with Street Youth Ministry, and I'm coming to you about a special edition about outreach in particular. Outreach means us going out of our wonderful building where clients come to us Monday through Friday into the community, and we do that to almost every day of the week, and we do that in about 7 different locations all over town and even outside of town. And we do that to meet new people. We're meeting lots and lots of new people, and we're inviting helpers into this motion of going out into the community and handing out resources and meeting new clients. About one out of every 10 person we meet on outreach is in our age range, and we either know them already and they've sort of forgotten about us, or they haven't met us yet and they meet a new potential resource to get support. Does this work? Well, this is a live datagram right on our website. You can look at it on our homepage every day. It just pulls the last 14 days worth of data, in this case ending June 18th, so it's live today even. And it says that we have engaged fully with 28 out of 48 of our young in age range clients. So that means that there's a footnote down here that explains in full engagement means they have already received 40 hours of service and they've had at least 10 deep conversations with our team. That's what engagement means. It's sort of the moral equivalent of about a year's worth of therapy exposure. I'm not saying we're therapists, but it's similar amount of time and exposure if you'll think about that. Or kind of a month of daily tutoring meetings, for example. It's similar type of exposure level. And so it's very significant exposure, very significant engagement. 58% of the clients we have that level, which tells you something. Of those clients that have that level of exposure, 79% are discussing with us things that they have changed in their life. They've gotten a job, or they've gotten their ID, or they're using less substance, or they're taking better care of themselves, or they're seeking housing, or they're trying to rectify a bad family situation from the past, or something like that. It's a life level change. 79% of the people engaged are doing that. We monitor the amount of change in people who are not engaged with us. And there could be lots of reasons for them not engaging, but the fact is they're avoidant, or they don't hang around long, or they are just new to us. And you can be brand new to us and talk about a change, and that doesn't upset us, doesn't mess up our data or anything, but it will put you in this category that you're one of the people not engaged and making change. However, 7 out of the 20 who aren't engaged are making change. That's a much lower ratio. 80% of people on this particular data set are making change if they're fully engaged, and 35% are making change if they're not engaged. And so you're 2.2 times more likely to be making life change if you are fully engaged. And that's why we know we're effective. And we're meeting so many new people that we have to be doing a lot of outreach to keep meeting the new people that are out there, and to keep reminding the new people out there that it's worth the trip to our new location and to come check us out. So that's why outreach is so important, and that's how we know it really makes a difference. We also worry about systemic barriers to getting service. Once upon a time, we noticed that we don't serve the right number of women compared to the general population. And so we put in some changes to make sure we were we were very aware of any systemic bias against female, or any behavioral bias against female, or any inconvenience against female gender. And we brought that in line with the population. Once upon a time, we noticed the same thing was true of Black clients, which was quite surprising. Why would all the clients of Street Youth Ministry be white? And we put in place some things to make that be different. and we came in line with the general population for young adults. We noticed the same thing about Hispanics, and we made additional changes. So we're always monitoring, are we effective within smaller demographic groups to make sure there are no barriers in place that might turn someone away. I mean, just on if you belong to a subculture and you come to a group and it seems like the words or the ways or the mannerisms of your subculture aren't welcome or are judged like unacceptable or unsafe or an outlier, you might not come back. And that's what's real important. You need to identify with the folks who serve you, and you need to feel comfortable around them. And that's what we're always looking to detect. Right on our website, you can see some subgroups that we're always tracking. Within the female, and that's their self-identified, pronoun choice. Within the female, and we realize it's not, binary, but within the people who identify as female, we're 113% effective, meaning that subgroup is following the pattern that we just went over for engagement, 13% better than the broad group. And so that's good. Within the group that, apparently fall within, a person of color, you can see that Black is 267%. So, it's more than double outperforming the broader group, and Hispanic is almost double. And that's not always the case. We watch that number very carefully. And it's in fact the white group that is, a little bit lower. And so that tells us we're doing a good job of overcoming some of these barriers. It's not that white people are doing poorly. It's just that these groups seem to be doing better for the moment. It's not always this line, but it is. And we pay attention to that. We also pay attention to age groups. A lot of people are surprised when they find out that Street Youth Ministry serves people through age 28. And this data set kind of shows you why that's true. And what we'll see in this data set is true across a lot of data sets. For young teens, they're easy to work with, sort of, and they're pretty compliant, and they want things. And within our teenagers, in fact, all of them are engaged. And so we can't say much about how that group compares against the base because they're all engaged. But in the early 20s, we have 80%. So early 20 years old are underperforming the broad group. And late 20s, where there's a little more maturity, are 3 times as likely to be making change. And that's part of why we hang on to our clients a little bit longer. It takes a long time to develop the relationship, and we want to be having that relationship for a long time across a lot of different activities and attempts at changing their life or different things they may try out to change their life. And if it works, we still want to be there. If it doesn't work for them well, we still want to be there and talk about other alternatives. But you can see that, in their late 20s, 24 to 28, they're, outperforming the baseline group by 3x, which is awesome. So we pay attention to our data, and we are really aware that maintaining the deepening relationship with all these new clients and all these clients out there who don't seem to know us yet is really important. So we're really focusing on a lot of outreach, even though our building is getting busier and busier and is a lovely building, and we offer a tremendous amount of services there. So thanks very much for listening. As I talk through this Are We Effective slide, you can always visit it on our homepage. Of course, it changes every day, but the general trend has remained so true that we are confident and simply let the live data flow out to our web, because we know the story is consistent, even though it changes from day to day. Thanks very much. Bye.